What's up everyone? Welcome back to Quest Mode. I know it's been a while since I posted one of my Switch top 10 videos, but I recently went on a shopping spree in the eShop and I found 10 awesome games, each for $10 or less. Now you'll probably see some games on this list that you're familiar with, but I also wanted to share some games that you've probably never played or maybe never even heard of. If you're new to Quest Mode, I hope you'll check out some of my other videos and maybe even subscribe to the channel, but for now, let's get into it. One great thing about indie games is that they're often based on risky yet fun ideas that AAA publishers tend to avoid. Minit is one of those games. It's a top-down adventure where every minute you die and respawn where you started. The catch is that any progress you made in that minute is permanent. For example, if you find a locked door, you've got 60 seconds to discover how to unlock it. Once you do, it's unlocked forever, but then you've got 60 seconds to explore whatever lies behind said locked door. It's a fantastic idea that works surprisingly well. I only wish it lasted longer. I beat Minit in one 3-hour sitting, but if you appreciate clever game design or you're an indie connoisseur, this is one to check out. Membrane is proof that solid gameplay always trumps graphics. Seriously, this game is ugly, but it squeezes every ounce out of its unique puzzle platforming mechanics. Levels are small, just one screen, and all you have to do is get to the portal on the other side. Simple, right? Not so much given the strange tools at your disposal. The handiest of which are these adhesive red blocks that you can stack to create flimsy towers, ledges, and bridges. The freedom to solve puzzles in multiple ways allows for some serious creativity, and each level has its own set of collectibles, so completionists will get even more mileage out of this quirky hidden gem. Golf Peaks is a nifty miniature golf game that requires you to putt your way through over 100 clever and surprisingly relaxing puzzles. Throughout the game's 9 worlds, levels introduce new mechanics that both help and hinder your ability to sink the ball into the cup. On one course, you'll face holes with quicksand. On another, you'll encounter conveyor belts that carry you to victory or lead your ball astray. The first half of the game was pretty easy, but the second half provided just the right amount of challenge. The music and sound are also fantastic, and best of all, Golf Peaks is only $5. If you liked Dead Cells but you want another similar roguelite, consider Risk of Rain. You start each playthrough totally underpowered, but there are over 100 upgrades to earn and unlock, and finding the right combination can turn you into an unstoppable powerhouse. What makes things really interesting is how Risk of Rain forces you to manage your progress. You can finish levels quickly, but you risk leaving behind valuable power-ups. On the flip side, the longer you stay in a level, the tougher enemies become. You constantly have to balance your desire to find treasure with your desire to move on. Don't let the simple graphics fool you, this game can hook you like the best of them. Hell is Other Demons is a retro-styled shoot-'em-up that intrigued me with its graphics, but won me over with its responsive controls and rewarding gameplay loop that challenged me to master each of its bite-sized levels. Okay, master might be a strong word, but early on, shooting, stomping, and dodging your way to bullet hell perfection is totally doable and a ton of fun. But deeper into the game, you'll be happy just to get out alive. Thankfully, a satisfying upgrade system lets you purchase power-ups and strategically customize your loadout. And with such short levels, this is a perfect game to pick up whenever you have a minute to test your shoot-'em-up skills. It's rare that after watching a trailer, a game ends up being exactly what I want, but Pan Pan was one of those games. It's a charming third-person adventure where you solve environmental puzzles in order to fix your recently crashed spaceship. What makes it special is the design of the puzzles themselves. They're surprisingly challenging, but never frustrating and always rewarding. Solving one challenge often leads to the solution of another, making the world itself feel like one giant riddle to be solved. In that sense, it reminded me a little bit of The Witness, but on a very, very miniature scale. But you know what I like best? The price. It's only $5 and I would have gladly paid more. It's hard to explain how fun it is to play a game where you're staring at nothing but numbers and grids. But trust me when I say that the Picross games are some of the most addictive on Switch. Similar to Sudoku, you use logic and a clever process of elimination to fill in the spaces of an empty grid. But here, the system feels more nuanced, and each finished puzzle reveals a fun pixel art image. The tutorials make it easy to learn, and the more you play, the more you understand the clever strategies needed to solve some of the more complex boards. And by the way, Picross S3 has 480 puzzles. 480! That's well over 40 hours of gameplay. When I posted my video on the top 10 Metroidvanias for Switch, many of you pointed out that I missed Ghost 1.0. After playing it, I now know why. This is an awesome Metroidvania with a great sci-fi setting, cool bosses, and funny writing, not to mention decent voice acting. But it also incorporates some refreshing roguelite mechanics. As you explore, you trigger alarms that spawn waves of enemies. Each alarm gets progressively more difficult, and when you inevitably die, you lose many of your power-ups. Then you respawn and you do it all over again. But Ghost 1.0 differs from other roguelites in that your progression through the world itself is permanent. In other words, Dead Cells this is not. But that's a good thing because it gives you that satisfying sense of exploration that makes the Metroidvania genre so rewarding. Blaster Master 02 isn't exactly a hidden gem, but with a Metacritic score of 87, it's one of the highest rated Switch games for under $10, and I still don't feel it gets the attention it merits. It's a Metroidvania, but rather than providing one huge map to explore, it sends you from planet to planet, each with their own secrets to discover and bosses to battle. But that's not all that sets Blaster Master 02, or even 1 for that matter, apart. You traverse the alien landscapes in your rover-style buggy, and you can exit to travel on foot. This opens up new weapons and platforming mechanics. Also, you can explore separate top-down dungeons that resemble simplified versions of the dungeons from the 2D Zelda games. It's fun, challenging, and it serves as a great throwback to retro gaming. As far as shoot-'em-ups go, the levels in Skyforce Reloaded are as traditional as it gets. You blast wave after wave of enemies, dodging swarms of bullets and lasers along the way. But it's the RPG mechanics that make this one of my favorite games on my Switch. Each time you play a level, you gain experience in the form of collectible stars, which you can spend on upgrades for your ship. As your ship gets stronger, you can attempt certain challenges within each level. Completing the challenges is not only necessary to unlock the game's levels, it's massively addictive. No exaggeration, you'll want to play each stage at least a dozen times. If you like shmups or just pure, unadulterated gameplay, download Skyforce Reloaded immediately. Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for watching the entire video. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up, and check out some of my other Switch Top 10 videos. If you want to see what I'm playing and other hidden gems I find, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And if you never want to miss any of my videos, all it takes is clicking that subscribe button. Until soon, we'll see you next time.